Have you ever poured your entire soul into a dream, only to watch it crumble into dust? This is a story about that, not just about the fall, but about what happens after. It's a story about a man who lost everything he thought he wanted, only to find everything he truly needed. Our story begins with a familiar scene, a man, full of hope, his face lit by the glow of a computer screen. He's not just browsing, he's planning, mapping out his future. We see him circle a date on a calendar, exactly 5 years from now. That date isn't just a day, it's a destination. It's the day he achieves financial freedom, the day his hard work pays off. It's his finish line. The journey to that finish line is one of discipline and sacrifice. Every dollar saved is a step closer. We see the quick cuts of his life, packing lunches instead of buying them, turning down nights out with friends, his bank account slowly, steadily growing. Each deposit is a brick in the foundation of his dream. He's not just saving money, he's investing his time, his energy, his youth. Then comes the big day. The moment he takes all those carefully saved bricks and lays them down. With a click of a mouse, a lifetime of savings is transferred. It's a terrifying, exhilarating moment. He's all in. And for a while, it feels like the best decision he's ever made. The numbers on the screen climb. Green, green, and more green. A smile spreads across his face, a mixture of relief and pure excitement. He checks his portfolio constantly, each uptick in value a confirmation that he was right, that his sacrifice was worth it. The dream is getting closer, faster than he ever imagined. He starts looking at brochures for things he'll buy, places he'll go. The future is bright, tangible, and just around the corner. But markets, like life, are unpredictable. The shift, when it comes, is not a gentle decline. It's a free fall. Suddenly, the screen is no longer green. It's a cascade of red. News channels buzz with words like crash, panic, and unprecedented losses. The cheerful music of his life screeches to a halt. His phone rings, again and again, but the frantic calls are just noise. His world has shrunk to the horrifying numbers on his screen, numbers that represent his entire future, plummeting into oblivion. He stares, his face a mask of disbelief. The man who had his future perfectly mapped out is now completely and utterly lost. His investment, his dream, has been wiped out. The calendar on the wall, with its circled date, is now just a painful reminder of a future that will never be. The world outside his apartment continues, but inside, time has stopped. The once tidy space, the command center for his financial dreams, is now a fortress of despair. Curtains drawn, takeout containers piled up, the air thick with the smell of defeat. His phone, once a source of exciting updates, now lies silent, its screen dark. Or maybe it's buzzing, ringing with calls from concerned family and friends, but he doesn't hear it. He can't. The only sound is the deafening roar of failure in his own mind. He moves through his days like a ghost, a shadow in his own home, haunted by what he has lost. When he finally ventures outside, the world feels alien. He wanders the city streets, a place that once felt full of opportunity, but now it only highlights his own misery. He sees couples laughing, families playing in the park, friends sharing a coffee. Their happiness is a language he no longer understands. It's like watching a movie of a life he's no longer a part of. He feels invisible, as if he's behind a thick pane of glass, watching the world go on without him. The loneliness is a physical weight, pressing down on him, isolating him in a crowd of millions. He never realized how much of his identity was tied to his financial aspiration until they were gone. Without them, who was he? Every person's journey has a rock bottom. His comes on a quiet, lonely night. There are no dramatic tears, no shouting into the void. It's a silent, crushing moment of acceptance. He looks at his reflection in a dark window, and for the first time, he doesn't see a future millionaire or a failed investor. He just sees a man who is broken. The denial, the anger, the bargaining, it all fades away, leaving only the cold, hard truth of his situation. He has lost it all. The money is gone. The dream is dead. And in that moment of complete surrender, something unexpected happens. The noise in his head finally goes quiet. The bottom is a hard place, but it's also solid ground. There's nowhere left to fall. In the quiet aftermath of rock bottom, as he's aimlessly sorting through a dusty box of old belongings, his fingers brush against something familiar. It's an old photograph. It's him, years younger, covered in mud and grinning, holding up a small, lopsided clay pot he'd made in a pottery class. He remembers that day. He wasn't thinking about money or 5-year plans. He was just happy, his hands covered in clay, creating something for the simple joy of it. This small, forgotten memento is a spark in the darkness. It's a reminder of a version of himself he'd long forgotten, a person whose worth wasn't measured by a stock portfolio. This spark ignites a tiny flicker of a new idea. What if value isn't just about numbers on a screen? He decides to do something simple, something with no financial goal attached. Maybe he pulls out an old guitar and clumsily strums a chord. Or perhaps he finds a local trail and just starts walking, focusing only on the crunch of leaves under his feet and the feeling of the sun on his skin. He starts volunteering, spending his Saturdays at an animal shelter, finding purpose in caring for something other than his own misfortune. These small, meaningful acts begin to recalibrate his sense of self. He's reconnecting with the world, and more importantly, with himself, away from the relentless pressure of wealth. One day, his phone rings. It's a familiar name, a loved one he's been ignoring for weeks. This time, he answers. But his voice isn't filled with the shame of asking for help or the burden of explaining his failure. He just says hello. He asks them how they are. He listens. For the first time in a long time, he's not reaching out for a lifeline. He's just connecting, human to human. And in that simple conversation, he feels a sense of belonging that no amount of money could ever buy. The fortress of isolation begins to crumble, one conversation at a time. The new beginning doesn't start with a brilliant, world-changing idea. It starts with a simple act, opening the curtains. Letting the light in. He looks around his messy apartment, not with despair, but with a new sense of purpose. He starts to clean. Each piece of trash thrown away, each dish washed, feels like a small victory. It's about taking control of his environment, his life, one small piece at a time. He sits down with a pen and paper, not to map out a new get-rich-quick scheme, but to create a new, simpler budget, a budget based on needs, not wants, a budget for living, not for accumulating. It's not about restriction, it's about freedom, freedom from the anxiety of the market. Freedom from the constant need for more. He starts looking for work, but his search is different now. He's not scanning for the highest salary or the most prestigious title. He's looking for purpose. He takes a job that might pay less but offers something more valuable, a sense of contribution, a chance to learn a new skill, a community to be a part of. His work becomes a source of daily fulfillment, not a means to a distant, uncertain end. Our story closes with him standing by his window, but he's not checking his phone for stock alerts. He's watching the sunrise. The soft morning light illuminates his face, and on it, there isn't the manic excitement of a rising stock or the crushing despair of a market crash. Instead, there's a look of quiet peace, of calm determination. He lost a fortune, but he found himself. He learned that true wealth isn't about a destination circled on a calendar. It's about the journey. It's about purpose, connection, and the simple, profound joy of a new day. His new beginning isn't about rebuilding what he lost, it's about building something new, something stronger, something that can never be wiped out by a market crash. It's about building a life, not just a bank account. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking and subscribing for more content about finding meaning and resilience in life's challenges. Remember, it's never too late for a new beginning.